This is Shock Radio. This is Shock Radio. This is Shock Radio. This is Shock Radio. Shock Extra, the cheeky visual side of shock.
A very good evening to you from the Salford Sports Centre. It's a cup game today, and I've got a pleasure to have you with me. Sam, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Doing very well. We've got a cup game today between the University of Salford versus Man Met Uni 3s. It's a big one. It's a big one today. Both these sides had to win, of course, to reach this round. Salford, they found a way past Sheffield College, winning by 7 in overtime. Man Met found a way past Huddersfield, winning by 23. A bit of a bigger margin there. But what do you anticipate for this game tonight?
Well, obviously, Salford are unbeaten so far this season, winning 4 in the league, and obviously winning that cup game. Big place in the quarterfinals, up for grabs in the cup, and I think Salford are probably going to be going out trying to take the game to Man Met here. They should be favourites to win, you think?
Absolutely, and it's a very strong side that Salford put out today. I'll just run you through the team sheet. Cedric starts, as well as Wisdom, Philip, Destiny, Mahmood, Ovid, Niall, Warren, Jack, Alan and Ethan. So it's a very strong team that Salford are putting out, naming 2 more names compared to Man Met 3s, who, well, we've just found out a little bit about them. And you mentioned it just off air, just before we came on. Their coach is actually playing Ransbury. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, it's unprecedented. I wasn't expecting that when I came into the sports centre today. But if I'm honest with you, I think it might be a good thing. Someone on there who has that bit of commanding presence, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it works out for him, I guess.
Yeah, see how he is on the court of play. Just getting a shot of the Salford side. Coach Adrian just going through his pre-match proceedings, and of course he'll be hoping to go 6 unbeaten. And he did say to me last week, should they progress, then the sides they face in the next round of the competition, it certainly gets a lot more tougher. And fingers crossed, of course, we are hoping for a good game in store. Man Met name quite an interesting side, of course. Man Met 3s, who Salford are facing in the Cup today. Man Met 2s are in Salford's league. So if anything on paper, like we're saying, Salford do come in as favourites. And last game, they won by 4 against Lancaster. Of course, we did do coverage of that across the Shock Extra platforms. And it was a nail-biting end, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I was unfortunately not here to watch it, but I'm pretty sure I did get a bit of highlights in there. I think we're getting ready to start. Salford, they can't afford to underestimate Man Met 3s here today, though. Yes, they're in a lower league. Yes, they've already beaten their second team, but they can't look ahead to some of the tougher teams on paper that will come in the next round. They have to beat what they have against each other. They have to beat Man Met to get there. So yeah, they should come out and take the game to them.
Absolutely, it's more or less take it one step at a time, and just having a look at the starting five for Salford is looking like Wisdom, Jack. Just having a look from our advantage point, Ovid as well, Philip also, and I think that's Warren too. So it's a strong five that Adrian has named. It's good to see Niall back as well. Didn't play against Lancaster. So good to see him back. As for Man Met threes, well, just from our advantage point, it's quite hard to see who it is, but of course I do think that's number 91 Cavanda is going to go up for the tip-off against Wisdom. And I mean, I don't know about you, it's always a hard tip-off to win against Wisdom, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's a man mountain, and I'm not going to lie, through some warm-ups, I thought that number 14 on the bench for Man Met looked like a bit of a powerful presence. Maybe that's someone that they're going to use a little bit later on, but I personally thought that he could have been starting, but obviously with the coach isn't starting, the coach is on the bench as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Coach on the bench as well, Baldwin also on the bench. We'll probably see them feature at some point. Ovid comes forward now with Salford they're starting the game really lively, coming at Man Met. Philip now on the byline, and already they take a 2-point lead just 20 seconds in here.
Yeah, that's a great move by Philip, staying with the contact, putting it in. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they needed to go out immediately and take the game to Man Met, which they have done. They've got to stop there.
Jack moving forward now to Ovid on this right-hand side, and I think they just step out of play. It's going to be a Man Met ball.
Yeah, they've got to limit those lazy turnovers today, though. Like I said pre-game, they can't be looking ahead. They can't be complacent. They've got to go out there, and they have to win. And those stupid turnovers, it's not going to cut it. Good defense to begin the game now.
Wisdom, who is always good on the offense and on the defense, is a decent move there by Antwi, trying to thread through a ball, and I think there's just a foul called.
Yeah, Antwi going to pick one up early, only a minute in. Not the greatest time to get a foul, you would say. Yeah, it's his first of the game.
It's quite a good attendance here tonight as well. The cheerleading squad are watching from the left-hand side here. Quite a few on the balcony joining us as well as Ovid moves forward here. Always a powerful runner, and
another foul called.
I think another foul called indeed. There's a nice three-pointer there by Jack. Not going to count, of course, with the foul being called, but it's a nice shot in the end. Wisdom driving forward, always a powerful runner. Can't quite get it under control, but still got a shot off.
Goodness, the power of Wisdom there. Obviously unable to score, but that'll be a foul called on the other end. Just the power of Wisdom just to regain control and just put his back into the player there. Took the contact though, and without fouling, stopped Wisdom from scoring. That's going to be interesting to see how that comes out. Obviously, Wisdom is one of the main pieces that Coach Adrian has to play.
You can hear the cheerleaders cheering on their side, and they've done a very good job there. As I've said, they're like a sixth man in this side when they are really on top. And there's Philip for three, and he's just missed the basket.
Yeah, it's not a great first jump shot from Philip. He's apologising to his bench for that air ball.
Man Met also have the likes of McMahon on that left-hand side, and also Salmon as well, who is starting as they move this ball forward here, and they nearly get onto level par just a couple of minutes in. Jack now moving it forward. They get into Wisdom, and there's that power of Wisdom just trying to break away through, but it is good defending, you're correct there.
Yeah, definitely. Wisdom missing his first few shots. Uncharacteristic of him, you would say. Don't think he'll be able to get through it. But I think everyone's missing their shot so far. Over 2 minutes in, there's only been one bucket, that one scored early by Phillip. So in the end, not great defense from, well, not great offense, sorry, from both sides.
Not great offense, and Man make a couple of changes, just a rolling rotation with Baldwin and also Bantu coming on. There's Bantu getting one of his first involvements as there's a 3-point attempt, but no luck in the end. Jack moves forward now. Always a quick runner is Jack. A lovely finish as well from Warren.
Yeah, got him with the pump fake.
Salford up by 4 now. They're really showing a bit of control in this game. Coach Adrian once again up on his feet. He never takes a seat while the game is going on. Nice step back, and McMahon closes the gap to 2. Nice play there by McMahon.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be that's positive for Man to get finally on the ball.
Maybe a 3-pointer there for Salford off the rim as Man come forward.
Good defense, good block.
Very good play by Phillip, and Ovid comes forward now, and he's such a quick runner is Ovid, and he gets out the second attempt.
Such skill to just hang with the ball there off the rebound and just put it in on the putback.
Does seem like he just stays in the air for longer than the others.
Yeah, it's like he goes up in slow motion.
It's the best way of putting it. Now forward comes Jack with Warren to his left. He uses Warren. There's a foul called with a push in the back. And Warren's going to have an opportunity here. Good timeout called. We're going to see a slight break in play. A good start from Salford though.
Yeah, very good start, and yeah, Manmet being limited to only 2 points in the first 4 minutes of the game. So yeah, rightfully, Ransburg calls a timeout for his side.
Absolutely, and of course he's going to be a young coach. He's a player himself, the number 9. We're yet to see him sub himself on, but they're always going to be the underdogs coming into this game. So is it a matter of just stay in the game for as long as possible till the 4th quarter and maybe nick something?
I don't know, maybe, but the fact is, from being here many times, you know, as the game goes on, the crowd gets louder. You know, when you're the away team, you've got to go out, you've got to squash that fire immediately almost. And Manmet obviously haven't been able to do it. The Salford cheerleading squad are getting louder with every made bucket.
That wasn't us that cued it then, but it was almost perfectly timed. It's a little bit of a derby match as well, isn't it? Salford versus Manmet, of course.
Yeah, they haven't had to travel up so long that they were 45 minutes late this week, have they?
That was very true. Of course, that was Lancaster last week. That ended up being very late, and Salford did have the option to take a forfeit victory. But of course, Salford want to play their basketball, and sure enough, they won by 4 in that game. And just a first miss free throw by Warren. He's going to have a second bite of the cherry though to put Salford up by 5 if he is successful. And successful he is. Manmet looking to respond, but intercepted by Wisdom, and we already know the outcome before it happens.
Out the way. The number 15 there, making a business decision not to challenge Wisdom at the rim there.
To be honest, if I was him, I wouldn't challenge Wisdom either. But Manmet looking to respond, and a slight complaint there from the coach on the touchline, whether or not that was a foul.
Yeah, I think Salmon wanted the free throws there, it's not given.
He can, sure enough, do it all, can't he?
Does this man have something in his bag that he can't do? Like, he can shoot, he can drive. This guy's unbelievable, his Wisdom.
He's got lots of things in his arsenal. Defensive rebounds, attacking rebounds, seeing him doing some screening there. He's good with the layups. Such a presence in the area as well, with his height. I mean, I can see him going on to really, probably, if he really wanted to, the BBL and certainly upwards. He's that strong of a player.
Yeah, definitely. He's obviously got the high advantage, but like I say, that number 14 Baldwin seems to match him in height.
He does, and this is going to be an interesting matchup. Of course, Baldwin just being subbed on about halfway through this first quarter, and here is Wisdom now.
Double teaming him. It's popped out Ovid.
Just
another air ball.
Slightly overhit it. Good play there by Baldwin, and he probably should be taking that as Salford come away on the break with Jack powering through and finding Wisdom. That is Jack, who essentially set up for the layup there and then just played that reversal ball to Wisdom. Yeah, really nice play.
Like just the IQ to hang with that, not the composure not to panic and just go with the shot despite having two men on him to find the open Wisdom.
Do you think that's confidence right now going through the Salford team?
I mean, I've seen this guy Jack play. This, that's just what he does. And another timeout is being called. Oh no, never mind.
We're just going to see a straight swap.
A mass substitution. Actually,
5 for 5. Well, it's a complete change right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got a double-digit lead already for Salford. I mean, Ransburg needs to do something.
He's probably called that timeout sensibly to try and regroup his team, but like you were saying, that the points kept on going up and Jack can come forward once again, and Salford are really in control.
Another steal from Wisdom as well.
Philip.
That's a foul.
Foul called. And this is looking quite delightful for Coach Adrian at the minute if they continue with this run.
Again, though, something
6 unbeaten.
Something that's very common with how Coach Adrian manages his side. No substitutions so far. We've seen mass changes from the man-met third side. Coach Adrian opting to keep his his starting 5 on the court so far, despite having 6-7 people on the bench.
He always likes to keep out a winning side, and that goes to show the fitness. And we discussed that in the first game that we covered with Salford against Liverpool, how Liverpool did put out a lot more numbers than Salford, but fitness wasn't an issue. And it's quite of a benefit that Coach Adrian has, as Man-Met tried to go for the layup there. And McMahon furious at the referee, and I think we're going to see a slight call being made. Yeah. Ransbury trying to calm his player down.
I think a technical foul has been given for that, for the bench reaction there against. I think it was against McMahon. It might have been against Ransburg, but yeah, Wisdom's going to go to the line for one.
Well, if they want to give Salford any more opportunities, this is exactly them, and Wisdom very rarely misses these opportunities, and that is my fault. I'll take the blame for that one.
Yeah, because of the commentator. I mean, it did look like it came off of a Salford player on the way out on the rebound there.
Yes.
So maybe the complaints were needed, but obviously you can't do that to a referee in this game, as Philip hangs and scores.
Salford up by 15 now, and this has been a real dominant first quarter. If Man-Met Freeze are going to find any way back into this game, they've really got to step it up, and we're seeing some movement on the Salford bench, as I think that's Mahmood who's getting himself ready. Was my player of the match in the last game. Bit of an unsung hero he is, as well as Cedric getting himself ready.
Salford foul there from Ovid, who's going to be taking a seat.
As well as Philip, as they come off to the standing ovation from the cheerleading squad.
Cedric opting with the blue hair this week.
Jack Adair, the number 4, the captain of Man-Met Freeze, as a half-decent throw, but...
Oh, what a pass. What a pass.
Mahmood goes down. No interest from either official. Wisdom trying to nick it there. Man might have been creating a few opportunities, but they've been consistently trying these threes, which have proved no luck for them. But there's a layup of theirs, and there's their second layup of the game.
Yeah, best way to cut into a lead though is to shoot the threes, but obviously they just need one or two to fall. Another great pass.
Jack's done it again. It's a good opportunity there for Warren. Jack again with that reversal ball. Mamet might be looking out for that because he continues to cause problems. Good interception there, and Mamet have got back-to-back points for the first time in this game.
Bit of a run going for Mamet so far.
Good end to this first quarter for Mamet Breeze. There's still just over 2 minutes to play. Cedric now who steps out and handles the three-point attempt. Mamet slowing the game down now. Antwi.
Oh, what a ball.
Reversal ball. Taking notes from Jack is Jack Adair. Yeah. And Adair for Mamet Freeze. It must be a Jack thing. You're super correct. Cedric.
Lead cut into single digits now, but Wisdom for three.
That's unlucky.
It's just a man that can stretch the floor but also be such a presence in the paint. Such a good...
this is a real comeback at the minute from Mamet Freeze.
Yeah. On an 8-0 run after being 17-2 down.
They were 15 down only a few moments ago, and now they're only 7. Cedric misplaces his pass, and I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Adrian calls a timeout in a moment.
I think he's seeing the fact that there's only a minute left on the clock, and maybe he's thinking, see out the minute, and then let him air it at the end of the first. Who knows?
Because despite there being this, Mamet Freeze being this underdog coming into this game, Salford have got to still stay switched on. There's never a reversal ball. They're all loving this ball. And it's again. That gap close to 5 now. Talk about a steam train effect.
Yeah, Salford need to put an end to this run, and soon.
Cedric stepping to Wisdom. Wisdom trying to
if there's any way to do it.
It's a powerful run, really good.
Oh, get out of here!
Superb play by Wisdom, and he's so good defensively, isn't he?
He is. What a block.
Mamet with the ball on the side there, and they move it forward, and there's an opportunity for Adair, and he nearly gets to 3 as well. Wisdom driving forward now. Cedric. Mahmood. From the ricochet, Mamet come away with it. And not quite in the end, and Salford only up by 5, and given they were up by 15 at one point in this first quarter.
Pretty poor end to the first quarter, you'd think. I mean, scoreless for what felt like an eternity at the end of that quarter. Coach Adrian's going to probably give him a piece of his mind there, and for Mamet, very positive end. Despite being on the back foot for a good 7.5 minutes.
Pretty much. Yeah, he got to around 2 minutes 30 left on the quarter, and Mamet were just really far back, but they've closed the gap to 5, and I think Niall's just stripped and ready to come on. And granted, Salford do have this lead, they do have the control. Of course, you've got the home advantage as well with all the supporters around us, but is it something for Mamet to show, we can close the gap? That's 10 points scored in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Is that like a promising sign for them to take into the second quarter?
Yeah, maybe, but it could also be a case of Salford complacency. Like I was saying pre-game, they go up 15, you almost think this is going to be an easy ride, but you can't give a team like this, who they're in this round for a reason.
Yeah,
they're in the round of 16 for a reason too. They haven't got lucky and won by like 1 or 2 points. They blew Huddersfield out, so they need to take things a bit more seriously. That's probably what Coach Adrian's going to talk to them about. It will be somewhat of an embarrassment if they do lose their unbeaten record to a side divisions below them. So they need to go out there and they need to play pretty much how they did for the first few for the majority of that first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Make a good point there. They beat Huddersfield first in the cup by 23. In the league, they have lost their other 2 games to Kilmen's and Bangor as the players come back out. It's looking like Ethan's also going to make an appearance. I think Jack is coming off as well as Wisdom, and Niall was stepping onto the field, and the coach for Man Met Ransbury is stepping onto the court, I should say, not the field, the court. Make sure I get my terminology correct. As Man Met come forward now to begin this game, begin this second quarter. Sorry. Good move so far by Man Met, really shifting the ball quickly, and they're able to get the offensive rebound as well as Bansu plays it out wide, and there's an opportunity for 3. Niall gets it in the end. Here comes Ethan, who was very impressive against Lancaster with the no-look ball and slight mix. Jack Adair finds his way in possession.
Another sloppy turnover.
Well gathered into that centre now, where Antwi can set it up and close that gap to 3 now.
Yeah, it's a good step back from Antwi.
Cedric. Ethan now just about keeps his feet. As Man Met 3's come driving down. You can hear the applause on the bench. Adair stepping in. Well gathered though by Warren.
Salford still scoreless since about 2.5 minutes left in that. Oh, potentially? Nope, never mind.
Oh, how about that from Niall, really using his height.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say still scoreless since about 2 minutes 30 left in the first quarter. Ultimately, the 12-0 run has been put to an end.
Man Met still coming forward though. Antwi just missing his catch. Calls for a 3, and not sure why Man Met are going for them 3s, because they obviously weren't working in the first quarter. When they moved to 2s, seems to go a bit better for them.
Late in the shot clock, he had to take it though.
True. Mahmood powering his way forward and finding a way to get the layup.
Oh, that's a lazy turnover by the coach.
A cheap way to give away possession.
It looked like the ref wasn't even going to give that, but Ransburg seemed to almost give himself away by like almost checking himself and standing back behind the end line.
Niall into Mahmood, who steps well.
That's a great step move, and now the lead's back to 9. Salford started well this quarter.
Starting to regain their authority in this game. Adair, Ransbury, trying to play it inside. Ransbury winning the rebound, and there's the coach getting the layup.
Mahmood's got to box out better there.
I think Philip is going to be introduced into this second quarter in a moment. Ethan slaying it to Mahmood, who's loving that little step-in run, but no success this time. Ransbury. Bit of
an airball there.
Yeah. Niall for 3. Off the rim in the end. We're going to see some changes now. McMahon is coming onto the court, as well as Philip for Mahmood also.
Coach Rosenberg checking himself out of the game. Looked like he was limping off a little bit there.
Maybe picked up a slight knock. Cedric to Philip. Niall, who just seems to just glide around the court. Cedric for three.
Oh yes. Bang, bang, bang. First free of the game. Coming almost halfway into the second quarter, but that's what happens when you have a player who plays for the Manchester Giants on your team. He's going to make them.
Knocked out wide and a good powerful run there, and
Foul called. Yeah.
Referee just talking to his officials on the touchline. Opportunity now for the free throw, and you can hear the Salford cheerleading squad doing all their work.
Pays off as well.
First time's a charm, will second time also be lucky? Cue the cheers. It was a loopy effort in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Found its way in, closes the gap to 9 now, with about 5.5 left on the clock of this second quarter. Great step by Ethan and unlucky in the end.
I think a foul's been called on Niall there.
1 or 2 complaints once again. McMahon coming over to gather the ball, and Cedric.
See Alan checking in for the first time today.
Kicks off. Alan, who we haven't seen so much with our coverage, he comes on for Cedric. Great opportunity there. Not taken by Salmon.
It's good defensive play from Niall. Got right in his face there. Made it really tough for him to make that shot.
Philip for three.
Oh yes, they're raining. They're raining.
Oh, second three-pointer of the game. Nice step. McMahon, great move back. And they deserve the point there. Deserve that play after that play.
He's got to make that open up. Salford had almost accepted the 3 points coming in there. And there's going to be a cheap turnover there from Ethan.
Then we're going to see this happen for the second time, but I think Salford want to call a timeout. Haven't quite heard it from the referee's klaxon or.
I think it's been given. I think a timeout has been called.
A timeout has been called. There we go. Finally.
First of the game for Salford.
First of the game for Salford, and they're up by 12 with 4 minutes 42 left in the second quarter. Good second quarter for Salford.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously they're leading by a fair amount. Scored 12 already. Only allowed 5. This is what Coach Adrian would have probably wanted for him to begin the second quarter. So yeah, all smiles, even though he has called a timeout.
Yeah, and given how they finished that last quarter, it's a real bit of a comeback, if you will. Bit of what they did start in that first quarter.
Yeah, I think in the end, the end of the first quarter probably came at a good time for them. Man, were on a good run, and yeah, almost that break almost took a bit of the wind out of their sails, and Salford were able to capitalise. And yeah, now they're back up by double digits.
Absolutely, and if they can continue to be up by double digits by the end of this second quarter, this first half, then that'll be a real positive for Salford. But Man Met, we're looking to respond. They've done all right so far in the second quarter, and they nearly get a layup there.
That's a good pass.
Ovid to Niall. So powerful is Niall.
Wonderful bit of ball movement from everyone there as well. Ethan coming in with a little bit of a no-look. Ovid hanging in the air, playing off to Niall. Niall finishing it off easy as you like.
McMahon trying to find a way through. They were close to getting the offensive rebound there with Salmon. Oh, lucky by Niall.
Yeah, he couldn't do much else though. Had to try and keep it in.
was about to say good defending, but sure enough, I think a push was called, and it's going to be an opportunity for Man Met.
Yeah, definitely got him with the pump fake a few times there. The referee calling the foul.
Cue the crowd. There's only a few of them this time.
Yeah, ultimately, they scored that one. Maybe they need to be louder.
Getting used to the pressure, maybe, of this home crowd. Makes it for the second time. Good play by Man Met. As they close that gap to 12. Philip comes forward now. He's got Ethan to his left. Goes right instead to Alan. Lovely 1-2.
Oh man, how have they not scored?
Adrian frustrated on the touchline. He knows his team need to.
It was a great cut from Philip. Great cut from Philip, and yeah, now he's probably got to put that in on the putback.
These loopy efforts I keep on seeing. I don't know about you, but
well, I mean,
unorthodox.
With the height that Salford possess. Oh, that's a bad pass. With the height that Salford possess, you know, you're gonna have to shoot these high arcing shots just to avoid getting blocked. I mean, when you've got Wisdom on the court, and then when Wisdom isn't on the court, you bring in Niall. It's never gets easier, does it?
That's a lovely shot as well by Salmon. Their first 3-pointer of the game for Man Met.
Cutting the lead back down to 9. They're still in the rearview mirror. They're not going away, are they?
Nice analogy there. Philip for 3.
Oh.
Now we've seen that a few times before in these Salford games. It keeps on happening, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got to feel like maybe they practice doing that. I don't know, during practice. Yeah, it's a bit weird that this happens all of the time. It's going to be Manchester's ball though.
Or even Salford, I think.
Sorry.
The referees are giving it to Salford.
Yeah, I think he has given it to Salford, my bad.
Ovid is there at the rear. Philip trying to find a way through to Niall. It's bouncing around a little bit. Ovid is going to do one of them driving runs. Couldn't quite find a way through. Philip for 3 once again. I was about to say, if he got it wedged for the second time, that would have been really something special.
You almost think you'd be doing it on purpose then, wouldn't you? I don't know about you though, but this has been a very decent team effort from Salford. I haven't exactly. Alan comes in and only just misses. I haven't really had much to spotlight anyone yet. You know, there's many people have got a lot of game time, or what still. Yeah, no one's having a massive game compared to everyone else. It's been a very good team performance.
Yeah, everybody chipping in, and Alan trying to chip in with a 3. Niall with a lovely catch there, and sure enough,
it was just a great pass.
The foul. It's a great pass.
Great pass. Like if he'd have made that, he'd probably got the assist for it.
But yeah, no, you make a good point there.
Just because he arched to shoot doesn't mean it was a shot.
That was a fake.
Yeah, exactly.
No, just setting himself up for threes is. We've seen him do it against Liverpool with a couple 3-point opportunities, which wasn't really his forte. But we'll see him with the 3-pointers. We'll see him here.
As often is the case with a few of these big men. I mean, don't use Wisdom as the yardstick is what I'd say. Wisdom's very good at knocking these down, but he is a freak of a human being. He was made in a lab, and he's not like the rest of us.
But Niall finds a way and gets Salford back up by 10.
Yeah, it's not to say that Niall's terrible. Just Wisdom's just that guy.
Man Met really do move it quick around the basket, don't they?
Salford are doing very well at staying in front of them though.
Opportunity here. Not quite taken. Ovid now trying to drive forward. He plays it to Jack. Philip now for 3. Not quite, and there's the height of Baldwin coming in handy for Man Met. Ransbury Very frustrated on the touchline. Niall trying to power his way through, and look at that for a pass. Philip giving away possession. Good run here. Ooh, that was an opportunity, wasn't it?
Yeah, I could tell Baldwin was probably going to dunk that maybe if he'd have managed to catch that.
No, absolutely. And we're going to see a couple of changes for Salford as Niall comes off for Wisdom and Philip comes off for Mahmood into the last minute of this second quarter and first half. Good interception by Wisdom. Opportunity now for Ovid. Wisdom.
Foul, no good. Thought Ovid could have maybe shot the three there. Chose to drive in at the much bigger Baldwin when he had a bit of space there. We know he can knock him down.
Absolutely, yeah. And Wisdom's going to have the opportunity at the free throw.
I think we almost cursed him on that one. Talked about him earlier, maybe.
The Sports Centre falls silent as Wisdom has the opportunity to put Salford up by 11. Successful. And Man ideally for them will want to be going into the break. As they go for the three-pointer there. And I was just about to say, that's the second 3 points of the game, is it, for Salmon. I was just about to say that ideally would want to be going into the break on below double digits in terms of the gap, and that's a big moment there for Salmon.
Yeah, such a smooth step back as well. I mean, when you're like, Man will definitely be wanting to utilise that a little bit more in the second half. Managed to give himself a lot of free room there. Wisdom's going on the line for another two though. Potential to put it back to a double-digit ball game.
Opportunity here for Wisdom, and nicely taken. Second opportunity. Not successful this time, but Mahmood gets it at the second attempt. Ovid back to Allen. Jack now with time. Just couldn't quite nail it.
Man will probably hold for the last possession here. Unless they can get an easy look, which they have done, and able to convert there.
Nearly there by Baldwin. 5 seconds on the clock. Salford have got to be quick. Jack's got to have a go. Oh, nearly was successful. And at the end of the second quarter, the end of the half, Salford are up by 9. It's 34-25. Your thoughts at the end of that first half?
If you look at it from our point of view, Salford have seemed to almost dominate for large parts, but they only won the first quarter by 5. Have only won the second quarter by 4. Yes, it all adds up, but a run from another 12-0 run from Man Met could see puts them in the lead. So again, the game's not over.
Yeah, and as I was saying in the first quarter, before the game started, is it a case of Man Met want to keep that gap so low because they know they are the underdogs, and then try and nick it in the fourth quarter? I mean, that could be a potential in the latter stages of the game.
Potentially. I mean, look, I disagreed with you earlier, but as the game moves on, maybe that is becoming the case. Who knows? I think for Salford though, they're going to want that to not happen. They're going to want to come out of the blocks. They have a bit of a rest now to regroup again. They're going to want to come out of the blocks, maybe make it a much larger lead.
And just during this half-time interval, we do, of course, I've been talking about them during the game. The Salford cheerleading squad are going to do a performance during the half-time interval, so we'll cut over to the cheerleaders now. great performance there by the Salford cheerleaders during this half-time interval, giving their performance, and we'll chat a little bit more about that first half. And it was a tight game in the back end of that first quarter. And do you think Mehmet will still be looking at that first quarter and thinking, let's do what we did at the back end of that throughout this second half?
Well, yeah, I think that's probably the most positive thing that they can take, the fact that they have managed to catch Salford on the back foot at points today. I don't think the guys from Salford were really expecting that to possibly happen. So yeah, I think as the underdogs, it really is a case of just sticking. They haven't managed to pull out a little bit of a shock and take the lead early, but if they can stick in, they're in with a chance of upsetting Salford today.
Yeah, and if you were Coach Ransbury right now, of course we've seen a little bit of success with the 3-pointers at the very end, a couple of 3-pointers with Salmon, but they'd have a lot of success with the 2-pointers at the back end of the first quarter. If you're thinking about going forward, do you focus more on them 3-point opportunities, or do you try and drive into the Salford under the basket?
Well, when Salford have got the likes of Wisdom, of Niall, of Philip, big guys there who are going to cause you problems if you're not good enough in the paint. The best way to cut down leads is to shoot threes. It's a bit of a rhyme there, wasn't it? I might coin that.
You're coming out with all the analogies today, aren't you?
I am. But yeah, I mean, it's simple maths. I don't want to sound like I'm stating the obvious, but a 3 is better than a 2.
Than a 2, of course.
So yeah, I mean, it's the best way to cut into the lead. If they can get a string of 3 possessions that end in the 3-pointer and 3 stops, the game's level. So it can just change in about a minute, 2 minutes. Who knows?
Absolutely. If they were to get, say, 3 3-pointers, we've got a level game on our hands. So no, absolutely, they're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive with them 3-pointers, probably a bit more accurate as well. Maybe give the ball to Salmon. He's been the one that's found the basket. And if you're Coach Adrian right now, what are you telling your team? Is it do more of the same, or be a bit more focused to potentially stop them 3-pointers?
Just to stay focused, definitely. You've got the lead. You've had the lead for the whole game. Literally, Mehmet haven't taken the lead at all. So yeah, just stay focused, keep doing what they're doing, and don't let that still play with confidence, but don't play with too much confidence that it slips ultimately. And yeah, that should see Salford through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and what will be in Coach Adrian's head as well, probably in all of the players, is that Lancaster game last time, because they did have quite a similar sort of lead, particularly going into the third quarter, and Lancaster still found a way back. So it might be in the back of their heads maybe to keep switched on, and that's kind of the benefit that this Salford side have, because it's like we're saying, it's a consistent 5 that keep on going out, and maybe that will just be in their heads. Their experience so far this season keep switched on going into last.
They can't dwell on what happened last week though. That was last week. This is a completely different situation for Salford. Against a possibly weaker side. They need to not rest on their laurels. If they play like they did against Lancaster, they will probably win. So it will need something for Manchester to come out and cause a shock, but they'll have all the belief that they can do it.
Yeah, they did just find a way, of course, against Lancaster by 4, but like you say, it's that narrow victory. Maybe Coach Adrian will like to send a message to the rest of the competition, because of course if they are to progress through in the cup today, then of course you get the much difficult, more difficult opponents. So it will be interesting as the klaxon is called, and I think play is going to resume in a moment. Just before we begin, just think Salford will just hang on, find a way, potentially just see this out.
I mean, they should do enough to do so, but I think Coach Adrian's going to want them to go out and kind of obliterate them maybe in the second half. He's going to want someone to really take the game by the horns and come out firing. Maybe put themselves in the limelight, give themselves an opportunity for some game time in the league games that are coming up. I mean, he's given a lot of people opportunities. It's a big squad that he's fielding, and against a side in a lower division, it's the best opportunity to try out new rotations, play a few new players. But for them players, it is a case of they're gonna wanna impress. So, you know, I'm looking at the few that haven't had much time, like Alan, like Ethan, to put themselves in Coach Adrian's view for some game time later on this season.
Absolutely, and we talk about their next game. Next game is against Man-Met 2. So you play Man-Met Freeze this week, then you play the team, I guess, above Man-Met Freeze next week in the league. Be sure if you are their Salford student or Man-Met student as well, or if you just fancy watching a bit of basketball. 7 o'clock next week at the Salford Sports Centre as well for that one. But no, it's just about to resume now as the players go through their last bit of camaraderie as we head in towards the third quarter. And again, it will be interesting to see what 5 are out for Salford to begin.
It's the same that started the game.
There we go. Really sends a message, doesn't it? It's Wisdom, Ovid, Jack, Philip and Warren as well. As for Man-Met, well, it looks like Antwi is also back out there. The coach, Ransbury, is putting himself back in the firing line. McMahon as well, also featuring. So the third quarter resumes. We can get back underway here. Ransbury now for 3. And we're talking about them threes, aren't we? And that closes the gap to 6 immediately.
Yeah, that's the start that Man-Met wanted here in this second half. Just to get the first points on the board. Maybe build a bit.
Shows they mean business, and Wisdom is trying to show he means business as well.
Stepped out of bounds, I think.
Good start for Man-Met in the opening 30 seconds of this third quarter as they slowly come forward now. McMahon, bit too quick, going back, and Ovid, we know the outcome.
Is he going to dunk it? No, he's not. Thought we had a bit of showtime going on there, but I guess, you know, the game isn't won yet, so why showboat?
Being a bit sensible, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ransbury with a really difficult angle there.
I think he got caught on the end of that. I think Philip's a bit lucky that a foul wasn't called.
McMahon goes down, and it's a tight angle for anybody to get a shot off, and Wisdom has just caught player down on the near side.
He made a wrong business decision, challenging Wisdom at the rim there. I mean,
it's a brave move.
Ended up fouling him and got hit in the face on the way down.
And Baldwin, I think, is going to bring himself on. It's just 8 minutes 51 left on the clock. Salford up by 6 at the moment. Wisdom with the opportunity to put them up by 7. He does so successfully.
He's split both of his free throw attempts so far. Can he make 2 out of 2 here though?
Of course he can. To the delight of the cheerleaders down to our vantage point on our left, and despite that early 3-pointer that Man-Met guys who soon be cancelled out, but Ransbury looks to try and get another one. There's good play there by Baldwin, and we were talking about his height in the first half, in the first quarter. His height does come in handy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the only man that could probably stop him there is Wisdom, and Wisdom was nowhere to be found. So yeah, obviously he gets the offensive ball. We'll see how he can do at the line. Got a good release on there though. Those are things.
This to reduce the gap to 8. Unsuccessful, and Wisdom is always going to get the defensive rebound there. Ovid moving forward now. Wisdom. Jack driving into the area. Lovely play by Jack. And Wisdom gets it the second attempt.
Don't know what's been given here.
Whistle was blown. And the referees are going to stick with their initial on-court decision.
It's a great move from Jack there though to get himself to the rim. Ultimately missed it, but Wisdom ever present. The foul's called on the shot. Send Ransburg to the line.
Opportunity for the coach of Man Met Freeze to get some free throws in his arsenal. Smiling at the missed attempt, maybe smiling at the cheerleading squad pulling him off. Not successful this time though, are the cheerleaders, as the gap is reduced to 10 and Wisdom giving away the ball so cheaply.
And foul.
And you can see the frustration he has, and so does Coach Adrian on the touchline there, just scratching his head for a moment.
Yeah, that's very unlike Wisdom there. That's a very poor play.
I say, the referee down here certainly looks like a young ref, probably looking to try and up and coming in towards the BBL as well. As Ransbury goes for the first free throw attempt, and he is successful. Cheerleading squad have gone a little bit quiet.
Thank you.
But they're not successful. Ransbury good with them free throws. Gap reduced to 8, and once again climbing all over the top of Philip. Super aggressive play by Man Met.
Yeah, I think Wisdom said, I don't want to inbound the ball this time.
Now Salford can try and move forward here with Jack.
Yeah,
he's always a good player to move the
my
ball
word.
forward. And oh no! What? He's missed again.
Oh my word! Comedy of errors.
And that is not a good moment.
No, it's like he was caught, and Salford ultimately make him pay. I think he was almost caught in between two minds on whether he wanted to dunk it, and then he realised, no, I can't dunk that, and then he leaves the layup short, grabs his own rebound and misses again.
And Ovid can drive forward now, and this will really give Salford the confidence boost they need, you think.
Well, that was a foul maybe on Warren there, nothing given.
I believe that might have been Barry Jones. I could be wrong with who missed that opportunity. He's just holding his face now. It's not been a good third quarter for him.
Holding his face in embarrassment or actual injury? Yeah.
Maybe a combination of both with that one. Man Met with possession once again. We've played just shy of 3 minutes in this third quarter. Salford up by 10 right now with it's called there.
Yeah, I think I think it's an illegal dribble from Ovid. Trying to get away from his defender, failing to do so, unfortunately.
Mahmood steps onto the court of play for Warren, who's done a decent shift so far. Coach Ransbury now to McMahon. Ransbury trying to feed it inside. Great play by Wisdom. Ovid, who's just lost control of it.
Manages to keep the ball in, but unable to keep possession.
Nice play.
An unnecessary behind the back there, and that's a travel.
It really has not been a good third quarter as he subs himself off. So third quarter to begin as Salmon comes back onto the court. Salmon, the king of three-pointers so far in this game, getting a couple. Philip now to Jack. Jack for three.
He's been unlucky from beyond, Jack has. You know, quite a few rimming out. He's had a good game, just not much going down for him, unfortunately.
McMahon. Cheap giveaway by McMahon. Not sure what's been called here. The officials are just digressing between themselves. It looked like from our vantage point, I don't know about you, but McMahon just seemed to lose control of the ball and went out for a Salford ball, and sure enough that's what the referees have agreed with too.
Yeah, no complaints there from Man Met really.
Jack setting up the move. He goes wide to Ovid. Ovid driving round past the basket, trying to.
I think he gets blocked. There's a bit good defense from the man-met player.
Trying to feed through Wisdom, but like you say, they're very good piece of defending. Philip now towards the byline. Jack setting it up and just misplacing his pass.
Yeah, in the mood on different wavelengths there.
Been a bit of a dry spell in this third quarter. As Salmon comes forward, McMahon shifting inside past Dovid, and a nice move by McMahon and right on cue.
Over Wisdom as well. I mean, that's a tough shot to make. Fair play.
Slight mistake from the individual on the scoreboard. Just there we go. He's corrected himself. He just put Salford up by 12, but it should be man-met.
Good defense.
Salford only up by 8. It's good defending there by Philip. A couple more changes, and the coach subs himself off, as well as McMahon, who just got that 2-pointer. On comes the captain Eder. Nice shift inside by Antwi, and there's the defence.
Yeah,
Got Wisdom and Mahmood, but a bit too aggressive, was it?
Yeah, quite so. Yeah, I don't know who's giving it. I don't know who's giving it to. I think he's giving it on Wisdom. But yeah, I think both of them probably had a bit of a go.
Combination there.
Yeah. I think Simon's probably been a bit of a marquee player so far as he misses the free throw.
Not a cursing for the second time.
Essentially, I like his hair though. Very, very nice hair.
He's got decent boots as well. Decent shoes, sorry, decent trainers, and he hasn't got a decent free throw though at this attempt. And
nope.
Once again, the scoreline stays at 8. Salford up by 8.
Stepped out.
Adrian, with his head in his hands at that moment, just knows that his side can't be giving away possession cheaply, as Antwi comes forward now, trying to find a way past Wisdom, which is always difficult, and once again a foul by Wisdom called. Better be careful here, Wisdom.
Yeah, I don't know what foul number 3 on Wisdom. Might be smart just to maybe rest him for a little bit ahead of the fourth quarter.
Antwi once again missing the free throw. He could have reduced the gap to 5 if he had been successful with the other 2.
Yeah.
Still got another opportunity here though, as the Salford cheerleaders put him off, and once again he's been put off.
He's got a decent release on him, decent form. He just can't seem to get it to go.
Is this turning out to be a game of what if for man-met? Thinking of that layup opportunity that was missed, that comical chance as Wisdom.
Give me that. He gets fouled on the way up.
Really, really strong. In terms of what ifs, you know, there's another 4 free throws missed. Another opportunity. They just don't want. They potentially don't want to look back on this game and think we really could have been in it a bit more.
Yeah, you got to think. I got to reckon they've maybe done enough defensively to stop Salford. Their offense just hasn't been flowing at all, really. Coach Adrian having a bit of a conversation down below with Jack and Ovid.
Have a conversation with Jack and Ovid as Wisdom sets up for another free throw. And this time it goes in, rolls around.
Better look on that one.
Jack Adair. Back to Bansu, and it's intercepted by Philip.
Oh, Mahmood again giving away the ball.
Jack Adair, great defending.
What a block. Give me that, and it's a Salford ball. Not today, says Ovid.
Superb by Ovid.
Get that weak stuff out of here.
Ovid wearing the number 6 today, usually the number 22. Philip stepping inside, playing it to Jack. Tries to move into the centre. There's that reversal ball that we love to see from Jack.
He just sees the court so well. He knows what to do at every point. Always takes the smart decisions. That's a foul and one.
Really good play this time by Antwi, and will he have luck at the 5th bite of the cherry? I believe a timeout has been called by Man.
Yeah, Wisdom's just picked up his 4th foul. One away from ultimately fouling out.
So Niall is going to come onto the court as the coaches go through their team talks just for this timeout. Salford are currently up by 9. They did go into half time up by 9 as well, so no change there. But impressive what you've seen from both sides so far in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I mean, again, Coach Adrian looks rightfully frustrated. You could potentially say a lot of sloppy plays. You know, they've been trying to play maybe a little bit too flamboyantly of Salford. Sometimes quite a few times it hasn't worked off, unfortunately, for them today, and that's pretty much the reason why at the moment it is still a 9-point game. I mean, Salford have had the opportunities to maybe play a bit of a simpler ball and go up into the teens, into the 20s. Unfortunately for Salford, though, it just hasn't really worked off, and they need to go back to the basics.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and there's 4 minutes 19 left in this 3rd quarter, and maybe the basics is what they need, just to keep focused, keep disciplined, and what they'll hope for is to extend their advantage. And yes, we are seeing a change there with Niall coming onto the court for Wisdom. So Antwi has the opportunity for the free throw, and as I was saying, 5th time lucky potentially as the cheerleaders go crazy, and this time he is lucky. Reduces the gap to 8 as Philip comes driving forward. Good interception by Antwi as well.
Yeah, it's good defense.
Salmon there, sorry. Nice play by Salford.
My goodness me. I mean, it's blocked in the end, but Jack again with another great pass.
Jack always seems to be finding them passes, and Salmon again, we were saying he was the king of 3-pointers. Baldwin just went up there a bit too early. Ovid!
That's what he does.
Really nice 2-pointer there from Ovid.
Again, goes up in slow motion almost.
Time freezes when Ovid is in the air, and Antwi just getting his pass wrong.
Another great pass. Oh my word. Philip
really responding to Coach Adrian's calling now. Wanting side to get back. Nice play there. No end product in the end. Lovely play there. Well done by Niall. Extends that gap to 12. I think we're going to see a couple of changes here for Man Met as McMahon comes on for Baldwin, who does look like he's really struggling out there now. McMahon moving forward, playing it out wide right to Adair. Adair back to Antwi. Good play here by Man Met.
Good close out from Niall. Ovid up again. Oh no, he's chose to pass it that time.
Niall with one for the show reel.
Yeah, that's got everyone on their feet.
The whole bench were up on their feet as a travel is called, and Salford really establishing some control here, and you can see Coach Adrian just on this left-hand side in red, really telling his team to plough on, push on now.
Yeah, they can't become complacent.
Nice step in there by Ovid.
It's given away. Another great pass by Jack. Over gives Salford their largest lead of the game.
Salford starting to run away with it now, with 2 minutes on the clock in the closing stages of this third quarter. They're up by 16.
It's a good shot.
Decent looping effort though.
Well hung up.
Like you were saying, you've got to really hang it up.
My word, Jack, man. Stop it.
When you've got Niall defending you, Jack. We're talking about the show reel. Jack now for three. Not quite at this occasion. Well stepped back. We're talking about them threes. It's just kind of what Man Met are trying now. Antwi.
That's another travel.
Travel called. Salford ball on this left-hand side with Jack and Ovid standing over it. Is the depth that Salford have another real benefit to Coach Adrian?
Yeah, definitely. You know, when you can, another very audacious pass. But when you can have, Mahmood steps out. When you can have a player like Wisdom come off due to foul trouble and have Niall come on in his place, equally as strong, maybe just a little bit shorter, but that doesn't mean he's exactly tiny.
No, we just see him do that slam dunk there as well.
Yeah. It's another foul on the way up. So I've been getting in a bit of foul trouble this third quarter so far.
Just need to be a little bit careful as Antwi has another opportunity.
Yeah, gone to the line for his 7th and 8th. No, 6th and 7th.
6th and 7th now.
Starting to get a bit of a rhythm now going. Yeah.
Antwi with his 7th attempt. Nice play by Jack. Extends that gap. Opportunity now for Man Met with McMahon behind. McMahon for three. And Ovid with the...
Yeah, very vital touch on that one.
Niall with the push on Antwi right in front of the referee. It's obviously going to be called. Oh, he's just having a chat with Coach Adrian. I think Antwi was just really stepping into Niall there, and you can see Niall's frustration. Opportunity for the free throw. First one sunk.
It's interesting to see someone other than Antwi at the line.
Makes a change. Second as well. Gap reduced to 13 with just under 16 seconds on the clock. And Jack gives away possession as they come forward now, do Man Met. And really nice play, but once again the missed opportunity.
A whistle called.
And two Man Met players are down. Antwi going to get back up, both of them back up to their feet.
I don't know which piece of contact that foul was called on, I'm going to be honest with you. I think both of them involved Niall, so... It's going to be two shots coming up.
Oh, and look who's out. Look who's taking the free throw.
Yeah, once again.
He's had 2 out of 7 so far. This is his 8th attempt.
This is again.
25% of his free throws have been successful. As he has a chance with his 9th, but the referee has just called a halt for a moment to talk to his officials down below here. So we're currently up by 13 with just 5 seconds left on the clock, so you just think that second this ball comes back into play, it will just be Salford to sprint forward as he sinks his 8th attempt.
Oh, Jack open in the middle there.
Mahmood, Niall, and he can't quite
Waved off. Can't quite get it in just before.
make the basket, and that is the end of the third quarter. Well, Salford are currently up by 12 going into the fourth quarter, but there's just a slight discussion, hang on, just at this near side. That's why the timer has been halted before we head into this fourth quarter. There's the discussion going on between Coach Adrian and the officials. The official with his whistle to his mouth.
I'm not too sure what's going on here.
Not quite sure what has been called, to be honest. Referee signalling something. I think Coach Adrian isn't too sure either.
And I think that's the end of the quarter.
End of the third quarter. So Salford are up by 12, and at the end of this third quarter, we're going to cut to an interview just pre-match. Our own Callum Paxton was with Coach Adrian.
I'm here with Coach Adrian, pre-match here for that cup game against Manchester Met. So obviously last week against Lancaster was a very tough game. What lessons?
Still going.
Still going. I'm not too. We're going to come back to us now. We're just waiting for the fourth quarter to begin. Well, Sam. Salford have a 12-point lead. If I could count, I think I was saying 13 there, wasn't I? If I could actually no, it could have been. I thought it was 55-42. I'm not sure if an extra point was awarded, but either way, Salford have a 12-point lead. What is the message Coach Adrian will be saying to his players right now?
The same message he's been saying at the start of the second, at the start of the third, just to keep on keeping on. Don't give them a chance to cut this lead, and just keep being aggressive
in their plays, and we're just going to head over quickly to that interview. Sorry about that technical fault there. We're going to head over to that interview with Coach Adrian, with Callum Paxton.
I'm here with Coach Adrian, pre-match here for that cup game against Manchester Met. So obviously last week against Lancaster was a very tough game. What lessons did you learn from that?
We learned a little bit about what we've got to work on in our fourth quarter. We made it very difficult for ourselves, allowing them to come back as close as we did. We've worked on a couple of different defences to try and counter that so we don't get the same situation. But generally, we're quite confident. They've got a big out there. Hopefully, we can handle it and control him and not reduce him to a few points, and that we can hopefully it'll help the game for us, for Salford.
So obviously 5 wins in a row is very impressive for Salford, and you play in the cup now. So what are your priorities this year with the cup?
To get through to the next round, simple as that. We want to go through to the next round into the quarterfinals, and we want to come up against some of the bigger teams in the competition. We want to test ourselves against teams in the division above us, definitely.
And obviously with Manchester Met being a division lower, how much of a different game is that for you, coaching wise, in preparation?
It doesn't make a lot of difference. I try to keep the intensity as high against every team we play. Every team, I believe, every team that comes here has got a chance of beating us, and we have to play to our best against everybody to make sure that we keep that unbeaten run going and get through to the next round of the cup. So it doesn't matter what league they play, we have to give 100% on court.
Thank you, Adrian, so much for today.
No problem. Brilliant.
Well, the fourth quarter has resumed there. I do hope you enjoyed that interview with Coach Adrian pre-match, and Salford now up by 14 with 9 minutes left to go on the clock. It's been a good start by Salford, and sure enough, Jack has an opportunity here, and he does sink the 3 as well. Really impressive from Jack. That's 3 Salford players finding that 3-point range.
Yeah, definitely, and it's good to see Jack finally knock one down. I think he's deserved it so far today. It's a good jump shot to answer back.
Nice finish, eh? Salford come forward now with Ovid. Phillips slowing the play down. And nicely done by Philip as well.
Timeout called early.
Very early, and this is obviously going to be one of the last ones for Coach Ransbury to discuss with his players. And if you're Coach Ransbury, is it a matter of we just have to go all out at this point?
Well, yeah, you've got nothing to lose. It is at the moment. It's a cup game. Points differential doesn't matter. But you've got to go out there. You've got to do your best to at least not make it a rout. And if you can string together a 17-point run, then go for it. Salford at the moment leading by their joint highest margin of the game, and yeah, it is looking like it's going to be a routine Salford victory maybe.
Yeah, Man have really got to do a lot in these last few stages of this game. We still got 8 minutes 20 in the clock, so still a bit of time for them to potentially string a run. We saw it in the first quarter where they really did string a run towards the end of that. So no, you can see Coach Ransbury there, and he is sure enough, he's pointing at our cameras. I think he's been trying to use us as motivation for his side to really go out there and impress. Well, didn't expect us to be involved in the team talk there.
He's got, he knows the power that we bring. He must do. He's saying don't get embarrassed in front of the live YouTube audience.
Of course, we are live on Shock Extra, and he will be wanting his side, the 5 he has put out. I think he will be putting himself out to try and close this margin as we go into the last 8 minutes or so in this fourth quarter.
I think Coach has been one of Man Met's better players, and obviously, as the coach, he's probably going to stay on the sideline for as long as he can. But when he has been on the court, he's made a few decent shots.
And there he is getting involved, playing it to Antwi. Goes to McMahon on this left-hand side. McMahon for 2. Not quite in the end as Jack slows the play down. Mahmood.
Yeah, that's an easy foul.
For Coach Adrian, do you make any more changes in the last few moments, or do you just keep this 5 out?
I think he will. I think we might see Ethan and Alan coming on towards the end of the game. Maybe Cedric too. We haven't seen much of him. But yeah, at the moment it's a case of it's still in the realms of possibility that Man might come back. So it's good to play some more stronger players at this point who can do stuff like that.
McMahon missing his catch of it now on this left-hand side.
Another great pass from Jack. The facilitator he's been today. I've lost count of the amount of assists.
Certainly been one to pick out a pass that most of us can't even see. McMahon not an option. And gives away possession once again cheaply.
Yeah, I think it was maybe camped in the lane for a little bit too much there. Trying to get a bit of room, ultimately not working out for him.
Jack calling for the move. He goes to Mahmood on this right. Wisdom, unlike him.
Pass was a bit of a tough one for him to regain there.
McMahon would do very, very well to find the basket from there.
Very brave decision to try and shoot it over Wisdom. It's a good thing Wisdom didn't try and engage. He'd have sent that one right back down to Manchester.
Mahmood with a little bit of space. Philip, Ovid, Mahmood. Couldn't quite find the way through, and McMahon comes off. We're going to see Salmon enter the court.
I think that's another thing that Man Met haven't been able to capitalise on. They haven't. I think fouls were called. They haven't been able to capitalise on the people that have had the hot hand. Obviously, Salmon making 2 quick threes towards the back end of the half. We haven't seen much of him second half.
No, we haven't seen too much. And of course, if you're going to need a moment, you're going to need it now. As a couple of changes for Salford.
Great pass. Another great pass. Can't regain it though.
Was that an opportunity for a layup there, and they're just thinking of the threes? And Ethan nearly scores, but at the second attempt it goes in.
Maybe, but yeah, maybe, but obviously it didn't work out for me, did it?
20-point gap now in this game. Salford up by 20. Adair now trying to close that scoreline for Man Met. Comes out towards Salmon.
I think he stepped out of bounds.
Fish out of water as Salford come forward now. Ovid down this right hand side. Wisdom now. And Matt regained possession. Still 5 minutes 46 left on the clock.
Gotta think it's becoming even slimmer and slimmer. The hope that Man Met have at the moment.
Well, this will be Man Met threes. If it stays as it is around this margin, this will be their heaviest defeat of the season so far. They lost to Bangor Wands by 13. They lost to Kill by 3. And in their other game, they did beat Huddersfield by 23. And they're down by 20 to Salford Wands in this game. And should Salford do what we think they will do, as Ovid lays up for the 2 and extends the lead to 22.
Was the reverse layup was Ovid? He had a very efficient game. I haven't remembered him missing quite a few.
Decent attempt there by Ransbury. Now here comes Antwi. Nearly makes it. As I was saying, if Salford are to see out this game, which we think they will, they'll be 6 unbeaten in what has been one of the best runs so far.
Probably in England.
Yet to lose a game. Ethan with a lovely 3. I think he just stepped out to Coach Adrian. Coach Adrian smiles on the touchline.
Great defense by Ethan there, but he catches the ball out of bounds by looks of things.
Ethan saying to his coach never, but referee just letting him know. Did look very tight there.
Did. Put himself in the limelight though, is Ethan, the young man. Again, this is the first time I've seen him so far as a timeout's call.
Timeout call with 4 minutes 36 on the clock. Salford up by 22. If we're going to pick out a player of the match, I presume you're going to be looking towards the Salford lineup. Who are you thinking to? Who are you thinking? What names are you throwing in there?
Well, I mean, it's been an interesting one because the last few times I've been in here, Wisdom has been dominant, but I feel like he's done what he's used to do, what he's used to doing, but he hasn't done it to the level that he has done the last few games. He still had a really good game, but he's been amazing the last few times out. I'd personally think at the moment, obviously I have a few ideas though. I'm not going to say yet. Obviously we got over just under half of the quarter left. You never know. Somebody might, Wisdom's still on the court. So by the looks of things, so is Ovid. So we never know. We might still have something in there to change the opinion.
Absolutely. Well, Salford in their last cup game had to go to overtime to beat Sheffield College by 7. Both sides scoring 3-digit figures. That scoreline ending 107 to 100 in this game. Don't think we're going to see 3-digit scorelines, but we have seen a very impressive display from Salford University. As Coach Adrian goes through probably what will be his last team talk, unless we see one more timeout in the last 4 minutes 36 of this final quarter. Good play there.
Got to make that.
Foul called.
Yeah, got Ethan with the pump fake. Got Ethan with the pump fake there.
You can see Coach Adrian just showing there what happened.
I don't think I actually got. Oh, he's still going. I mean,
just laughing about the move.
Bit of a weird situation that Coach Ransbury's in there. Like gap in age must be pretty high between the two. I don't think he knows how to act, really.
I
I don't think I'd know how to react if someone did that in front of me, though. Let alone someone who's probably about like 6'9".
Always a presence on the touchline is Coach Adrian, and once again a foul called as Wisdom runs
Yeah, I don't
the
think.
length of the court almost.
Yeah, you're not getting the ball back today, says Wisdom. My ball now.
I think he is surprised by that decision from the official here. Four minutes 12 left on the scoreboard.
Oh, what a steal by Ethan.
Nicely done by
contact.
Ethan.
Oh. Again, he's doing the work. You know, having to usurp Jack from this lineup is never an easy task, but he's providing good hustle stats at the moment. A couple of steals, you know, active on defense. Gonna go to the line for a couple here.
All this play created by himself, and he has the opportunity here, which he takes. The opportunity to go up by 22 once again, not quite. Nice play by Antwi, getting inside and getting the nice layup as well.
I don't think Wisdom defended that as much as he would do if he was not on his last foul.
Doesn't want to get fouled out of the game.
Look, I think another technical foul is being called. I don't know who on. I think Coach Ransbury was maybe saying a little bit too much on the bench again.
The man Met bench has been the subject of technical fouls throughout this game.
I think I'm going to let Ethan take the free throw.
Ethan has the opportunity. Made one, missed one. Made one, missed two.
And now he checks himself out.
That might be the last moment of the game for Ethan, who has put in a decent little performance there as Cedric comes back onto the court, the captain for Salford University. Nice play there by Warren. Salford cheerleaders are still relentless in these last 3 minutes 30. Ovid moving forward now. Wisdom with that powerful movement, and he's just such a unit in that under the basket, isn't he?
Definitely. I mean, you can't stop him.
How do you stop him?
The only thing that stops him sometimes is himself.
Good interception there by Philip.
You know, you don't make him miss. He decides just to let you off.
Salmon now to get the play restarted. I think that was a bit too aggressive there.
I think he was standing in the line for a little bit too long as well.
Ovid, Philip with an opportunity now to feed it through into Wisdom, and there's Warren as well, and that's a lovely move by Salford.
He even has tunnel vision on the passes as well. There's like Jack out there.
They've all got a little bit of each other in their
give me
plays.
that. Get out of here. It's his second block of the game for Wisdom. Stuff in the stat sheet.
Philip now slowing the play down. Wisdom with the opportunity once again, and Salford have really taken control in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, this whole second half they've absolutely dominated. Good cut to the basket though. Oh, give me that! Wisdom again, man, stop it.
They're up by 27 now, are Salford as Wisdom.
Yeah. Coach Adrian going to take it easy on them for the last 2 minutes, taking Wisdom out. My word, what a last 3 minutes for the number 12.
Wisdom and Warren both being subbed out of the game for Niall and Allen to see out the last 2 minutes or so. This Salford side just seems to be oozing in confidence right now.
I mean, why wouldn't you be when you're on the brink of 6 straight?
Cedric for 3. No luck for the move from Salmon, but there is luck for the move from Ovid.
Ovid, man, didn't have to do him to him like that.
And the reaction down here on the bench just really shows that. There's a great 3-pointer there, sure enough.
Him again.
Salmon again. That's his third 3-pointer.
Oh, is it again?
Ovid.
Again. They must practice this in practice. they have to.
Captain for Man Matt Jackadir, who's just departing the court. A minute to play, Salford up by 26. Going to ask you for your man of the match now.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Wisdom's done his best to put himself in the front runner, but I feel like despite him not having, we don't have the box score here, so off my head, I don't know if, I think he hasn't had the greatest shooting night, but the facilitator of the side, the person who's been keeping the thing ticking, is, most of the flashy passes he's tried to pull off have worked, and just overall what he does on the court. Something that doesn't, that goes underappreciated sometimes, but today I'm going to appreciate him for it. I'm going to give it to Jack.
Jack is your man of the match in this game between the University of Salford and the University of Man Net, and that really will be the facilitator. I'm sure he will appreciate that comment. As Salford run down the clock now, they are going to probably win this game by 24. Allen is dying to get himself on the ball. As this game ends, Salford winning by 24 and progressing through to the next round of the Cup.
Big win, a big win. This is going to get interesting from now into the quarterfinals. Do we think maybe, with their undefeated record, do we think they might be in with shooting?
Well, they're certainly going to be a force to reckon with, aren't they? They're certainly going to be a team that other teams will be looking at. Of course, if they want to watch any of their previous matches, they can watch it here on Shock Extra with our coverage from the last 2 games. But do hope you have enjoyed the coverage today. Sam, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And it has ended here. Salford 78, Man Met 54. Salford win by 24.
This is Shock